Halfway house, Wednesday. Let's do a little update. Wagon, no progress on this. Got some parts, shit like that. Got a motor and trans for it. Got a Super T10, the wide ratio for it. Got a 364 nail head for it. Whenever I get this one rewired, then we'll jump on that one. This is my 59 Star Chief. Had this thing for 13 years. Needs to be rewired. Pretty solid old car. San Antonio car. Had a long time. 389 I had rebuilt. I built the headers. Muncie 4-speed. 342 posi. Cheater slicks. The usual. Thing's pretty cool. Needs to be rewired. I got the harness for it and everything. As soon as I'm done with the Imperial, I'll jump back on that thing. Got the old Hemi. Nothing new there. I'm gonna do a manual trans swap here pretty soon. I like to do a cam and electric fans too. 61 Buick Electra 225. I bought it just for the third member on the rear end. I got a Texas title for it. I bought it cheap, trying to sell it cheap, and nobody wants this thing, surprisingly. It's a great parts car. It's got some rust, probably not worth fixing up, but man, I got most of the trim inside, most of the little bullshit, you know, all kinds of shit. All kinds of shit for this thing. And it's the 6-window hardtop, but guess nobody wants it. All kinds of shit in the trunk too. I don't need it. It was almost the price of a rear end, so I snagged it and figured I could make some money on it, and not having a whole lot of luck. Where's the trail duster? I'm sorry, it's a Ram Charger. 78, full drive, 4-speed, 318. Pretty good shape. Is the pop top, obviously. Needs a dash. I got a dash and all that crap for it. I do have, I think these are 90s buckets and console. I want to bolt those in. Need to find actually I found a rear. I'd like to find another rear seat and face it backwards, but this is an MP435. I forget what these steering wheels were called, but I always like these ones. Yeah, 4-speed, man. Hard to find shit. I did get it running. The starter was hanging up. I do have a new carburetor, new starter for it. I just bought a booster and master cylinder for it yesterday. I need to put that on there. What else does it need? I don't know. Needs some shit. It's just gonna be a ranch vehicle, so I did get some 35-inch Thornbirds for it in great shape. So go through my slotted mags and try to find a set of wheels. I think these are 4.5, 5 on 4.5 bolt pattern. The small Dodge bolt pattern from the 70s and early 80s. But it's pretty solid. Perfect for a ranch track. I don't give a shit. I guess it has a puncture in the roof and kind of rotted some of it out, but lasted this long. It'll probably last another 30 years. Who gives a shit? The old 86 with the 4-cylinder Cummins in it. Really like to get going on this thing again. Pretty cool. I've had this truck for over 10 years. Maybe 11 years, not really sure. I did get a Dana 80 for the rear, 354 gear. Trying to find a Dana 44 8-lug or a Dana 60. I mean, obviously, preferably a Dana 60 Kingpin, but hard shit to find these days. Got my buddy's 65 Mustang. 289 rebuilt, fairly fresh paint job. Nothing real special, just a great, clean driving or driver, I guess. Working out some issues with the cooling system. I got a new water pump, new fan clutch. I just put a new radiator, new thermostat in it. Got a new heater core, but the HVAC box was cracked, and you can't really see it, but actually you probably can't see it at all. But I asked my buddy, like, hey, while this is out, if you want to replace it, now's the time. He said, yeah, I'll buy a new one. So I think we're just going to get it back together, drive it for the summer, and then we'll go back and tackle all that shit. And here's the 59 Imperial 413. I think 59 is a Torque Flight 727. New timing chain, water pump, all that bullshit. New fuel pump, new distributor, heater cores record, new booster, new master cylinder, plugs, wires, all that bullshit, new coil. It's on its way going back together. I'm gonna try to get the brakes done today. I got a new pressure switch for it. The old one was leaking and it had a broken prong on it, so I got most of this shit painted. Pretty much anything I pulled off I painted. Didn't really go overboard. Not really how I would have liked to have done this car, but it'll be a good driving car when I'm done with it. Original Carter carburetor rebuilt. Found that in the trunk. Had an old worn out Edelbrock on it. So I had that rebuilt. Ran a lot better. Had some weird timing issues, and it was original dual point distributor. I converted it to electronic ignition, and it ran better after that. But man, I just could not find a good quality cap. Man, I could twist the cap, a couple degrees, and it just ran like dog shit. And I finally just said, dude, fuck this. Let's just put a distributor in it and be done with it. So that's what we did. I think I've pretty much got it timed. Obviously need to wire it up, but trying to get this thing done in the next month or so. Nothing else new around here, really. My brother's bike, need to get that thing back together. Still a mess in here. I've been basically pulling everything out and decided if I'm going to keep it or sell it, because I have so much shit that, I mean, too much shit. Obviously these carburetors for days, all kinds of bullshit, more Carters. I like the Carter carbs. Old Pontiac dual quad, Cummins shit, big block shit. Oh, there's the radiator for the Imperial. Dodge shit. I've been slowly going through. Like, man, it's just, anytime I found a good deal on one of these, I'd save it, or a parts truck or whatever. And then after 10 fucking years, you got 10 of them, and you don't know what the fuck you're gonna do with any of them. So time to start letting some shit go. Hemi shit. This is a good 364 nailhead. It's a 1958, I think. A good low mileage 12 valve Cummins. I think that's a 1992. Dude, been scoring on these 364 4-barrel intakes. Got an air cleaner for one. That's actually a 401 air cleaner, but I think they're pretty much the same. There's an earlier one. Old bath. Another 4-barrel intake for 364. Good old 205s. Dynaflow. There's the Super T10. Another G56 that'll go behind this thing one day and something. MB4500. 545 RFE. Need to go back and clean. I've got a metal welding thing I need to bring in and organize all this shit and get my welding table back in here. Going through my bolt bin, found some little Mopar starters. Shit for the Mustang. Imperial air compressor, AC compressor, I mean. Shit I've stacked up over the years, bullshit, Cummins shit. But anyway, like to get this thing going, get this place cleaned up, get my Pontiac back in here, get the wagon up in here. I finally got lug nuts. These take this, the slotted mags, you gotta have the shank style lug nuts. I got those. Need to get this thing back on wheel and tires and get it over there, get that side cleaned up, and I'm gonna build a carport out here. But anyway, that's what I've got going on. Slotted mags, man, you can never have enough. Never. Oh, there's more and more. I actually got some more back there too. Anyway, halfway house.